report card was literally them saying that Tina talks too much and needs to learn how to listen.
I don't have a response. Don't expect one.
It's interesting, isn't it?
It is. That is.
I laughed really hard the first time I saw it. I'll be perfectly honest. So we are live, and people are joining. And if you hi people, if you just missed, we were talking. Rob is bringing out his stuff from childhood. So we were talking about things that we did as a kid, and I was told that I talk too much. I need to learn to listen. So that's what you got.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Dan's gonna bring something out eventually in time about his past.
I'm not saying it's 5 feet from me, so I'm just gonna leave it where it lies.
Is it seriously 5 feet from you?
I've been cleaning a lot of my childhood too.
Well, I'm proud of you. But hey,
thank you.
Welcome everyone. These are our Monday chats. Excited to have you all here. Excited to have people part of this group. This is something special. We broadcast it to YouTube to keep it, like, archive it. But for the most part, it's special to this group alone. We are here to have a more intimate chat about mental health specifically. Yeah. And today, today I figured we would do a little reintroduction of what these mental chats are, more about things that we are here to do. Hello, Kevin. You are fabulous as well. And a little introduction or reintroduction, if you will, of what these chats are, a little bit about ourselves as human beings, a little bit about Punk Rock Saves Lives, and I'm going to also give you some of my tools that I use for mental health. And I also just found a new one that I'm really amped about that I was showing Dan, and Dan's going to do the same of things that he does. And then we'll leave some open forums. Always feel free to comment. Always feel free to be interactive. But this will be more of a reintroduction since we are really excited to have new people here.
Very much.
So Dan, do you want to say a little bit?
About me?
Yeah.
Which is? So, I'm Dan. I was brought in to be the mental health initiative person. Don't know how else to label myself, as I've always struggled throughout my own life, but always been big with helping others. Always here to give resources that are needed, whatever it may be. As many of you see what I post daily. Very thankful that Rob and Tina brought me in, given me a lot of meaning with life, and I'm forever thankful.
We're happy to have you.
Happy to be here.
Good. So I will make it a little bit more discussional because we are talking about yourself, and it's not an easier thing to do.
I don't know where to go.
Right. So we'll just go step by step. How about that?
You go, then I go.
Yeah. So that's Dan. I still learn how mirrors work. I'm Tina. I am one of the co-founders of Punk Rock Saves Lives. I am considered the director. Do a lot of stuff. I also work for a blood bank right now since it's pandemic times, in the research side, and I get people to sign up to donate their blood for research when they are deferred from the community, which is not a very far step from what I used to do for Love, Hope, Strength, which is asking people to be a bone marrow donor. So that's kind of my background. I've done theater. I've done, honestly, probably any job you can think of. I've been a welder. I've worked in air conditioning. Done it all. Worked fast food, worked restaurants. But I've had a lot of life experience in a very short amount of time. And I've dealt with mental health my whole life. My mom was really sick with OCD, which is like an obsessive compulsive disorder, to the point where it affected my entire childhood. Like, I couldn't touch lights. I couldn't touch garbage. There were certain places we weren't allowed to go. And if that's ever something you want to learn more about, we did start a blog And I will touch base on that again because we have some new blog entries that are coming up, and I'm really excited with everything happening in the pandemic times. It was hard to keep up, honestly, with all the moving parts. But I have a couple new writers who are going to write about their experiences with mental health in general. So I dealt with that, and I deal with being an anxiety / panic attack kind of person. So I have some experience of dealing with my own mental health on a regular basis. One of the reasons why this says Tina's back is last week I was having a huge panic attack and I couldn't really join and talk out loud. It was a little bit too much, and I just kind of did nothing that night, which is pretty good. Dan took over, and it was a wonderful session. Yes. So that's about me. And I will touch base on the fact that we do have a blog. So go to punkrocksaveslives.org and you can find our blog. And there's only a couple right now, but we do have more coming. And if you do think writing helps you, if you think writing about your experiences and writing about hard times or struggles or anything, I am always looking for people to join or to write. And just so you know, you can, in fact, just write under the pen name Punk Rock Saves Lives. Send me an email, and I will just tell me if you want it to be anonymous, and I will make it just Punk Rock Saves Lives in general. They won't know exactly who it is, and that might be an easier way for you to stop laughing at me. To be able to talk, and it does kind of help. It was very therapeutic for me. I cry. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I cried the entire time writing mine. I then could not read mine out loud, and I couldn't really reread it, so I had to have other people read it to make sure it made sense. Yep, I had Dan read it. And then
immediately.
Immediately. And then I tried reading it to my husband, and that wasn't a thing I could do. So there's that. Thank you, Robin. I feel good at knowing boundaries, and that's something we talk about a lot here. Dan knows, and he keeps notes for all of this. We talk a lot about boundaries and learning to say when you can't do something, and even to the point of learning to tell a friend that you can't listen right now and to give yourself time to be able to join in when you're available. Yes. I'm also going to bring out this tool. This is what I was talking about. So this is kind of amazing. This is with the mental health national.org, and it's self-help tools. And it's a bunch of different things on like 31 tips to boost your mental health, 31 ways to work on your wellness, tools to live your life well. And there's even like tests. If you think you need to help, there's a mental health screening test, which I think is pretty amazing. And it goes through different things in case you need to know more. And then they do worksheets, which I'm really excited to be a part of. And this one is the one that got me because I feel like I need to constantly keep myself grounded more as a person. And it's a worksheet of little tips and tricks and things to like work your way through a panic attack or something of that sort. Because we all know when you're in it, even though you know what to do, like you've done it and you've been there before and you've gotten out of it and you've like done all of this, it's still kind of really hard to remember how to go through everything all the time. So these are just things, and we can share. I know, hi Marnie. I know Dan will type notes during all of this, but it's kind of really great. This even has when change is hard, when changing sleep is hard, when managing stress, exercise, diet. My friend Michelle from West Virginia says her new grounding technique that she found is biting into a lemon like it's an apple. And I can totally see how that could be a great way to work through your moment. Take it away. I get that. And then there's other things like filling the void, risky behaviors, thinking ahead. So there's a bunch of different tools, and I'm a really big fan of worksheets or writing it out or stuff like that. I think it helps me. And then, so Dan, what are some of the things that you use, like tools or tips or things?
Exactly what I'm typing on right now, which probably owns most of my life, is Google Keep. It's not perfect, but I love everything categorized. Doesn't have to be color labeled, but so it keeps me organized for PRSL very much. Although I need to reorganize that. You're able to have folders within folders and beyond. I've got everything I need for posts every week for Mondays and Wednesdays, to general little address books, to shopping lists, gifts lists, because I'm someone that likes to think ahead even when he procrastinates with those things. Oh yeah. To general fun research on the side, to just learn more, because I think that was something, it's something we talked about on Monday with Shelby, Robin, and Mackenzie, was no matter what age you get, always keep your mind flowing with knowledge. Always reach out and try to learn something new. Don't let anybody stop you from doing so. It's so cool to be an older person, to be, I forgot which one talked about it, but just about somebody going to college and having somebody in a community class, the age of 80, learning something new. Just like, it really is great to see.
It's one of the reasons why I like community college so much. Is it's such an open experience and an easier experience to be I'm going to say a real human in the world and still go to college. Because you think about when I was in school, you had to have like a bunch of reasons why you didn't stay on campus where I went. Like, it was a huge thing. You either stayed on campus or you had like a written note or things of that sort not to. So it's harder to be someone who's traveling in. So community college is definitely a great way to learn. I like to read blogs a lot. I like blogs. I like hearing people's different perspectives and things they've learned or stuff of like different things like that. But I agree. I think learning something new, learning a new skill. Your neighbor. Is all kind of great, amazing things.
Oh yes.
And I agree. It's good. My everything stuff. Yes, me too. Learning is great. And I also think it's kind of amazing that we're able to. Like, we're in a world where we can stay at home and learn something.
We have every resource we need in front of us at our fingertips, and it's quite wonderful.
Yeah, it can really be a huge help and a huge thing. One of the things, and I mean, especially right now, we're in this time where a lot of us have more downtime than normal. I'm going to be the first person to say that typically during festival season, which is summer, we would be out. Like, we had 20 festivals lined up to do activations and to be there on site working this summer. And obviously those were all canceled. And it was a really big, eye-opening experience on how to exist at home for an entire summer. It was learning how to adjust to that. It was learning to do different. So we've been trying to do some things. And I don't say you always have to. You could not have done anything, and that's totally okay. For us, we're very active, busy people, and when we're idle, we don't do well. When I'm idle is when I can get into a depression, honestly. Like, if it's a couple of days of feeling like I'm not doing anything. So one of the things Rob and I did is we built furniture for the first time together. We built 2 chairs, a love seat, and a sectional.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is productivity at its best.
And we did it all in a weekend, and it was a little obsessive.
I wouldn't say that.
Well, like, I had plans, and I definitely canceled them so I could finish it. Like, we were on it.
But you would have maybe procrastinated to finish such,
100%.
one to the next, which is fine. But if you had that mindset going, that's awesome.
Yeah. So we we looked up plans to make these things, and we went for it. That was one of our things. And I used to build furniture in college and stuff, but it was nice to be able to do it with someone and work together. Michelle says currently there's a ton of free classes given by Ivy League college professors. Yeah. They've joined book groups from all over the country, new crafts, baking, lectures from all over the country, all free. It's probably the best thing that we have right now are these tools that normally don't exist. And at the beginning of all of this, I know Dan shared like some classes that were happening about like, was it like finding your happiness or?
Yeah, I think it was a Yale or Harvard class. It was the most registered class ever in history for one of them, just about finding happiness.
Yep. And Robin gave this wonderful link for some Yale courses, has a bunch of courses online for free. I'm absolutely loving it. One of the other things I've done, because we started this mental health initiative, it's really big. It's a huge thing for me, living with someone with mental health that never got help. She got help before I was pregnant and she was fine. And obviously back then she was pregnant and couldn't take her medicine. And then she never took medicine again. So I saw firsthand growing up how it can affect you on a regular basis. So having all of these tools is great. And that's actually been the one thing I've been learning and researching is all of these years I never had, I mean, not until this year, even though I had the tools, did I start researching OCD. And I've read so much about my mom's disorder. It was interesting. And then the Happiness Lab just started listing. Ooh, cool. I will have to check that out. Thank you, Paul. So please keep sharing these. I think having a place to go where you know there's things you can learn and things you can do instead of just constantly binge watching TV. Or if it's all up to you on how you want to live your life. But I know the beginning, like March, when everything got super weird, I watched everything on Netflix. Everything. To the point where I had nothing else to watch. Like, there was nothing new. It was all things I've seen. And I had a good conversation with my friend Michelle, who is on here. And I told her that recently I haven't watched TV at all because I've been busy and active. And it's kind of been great. Having the difference of change of pace and doing something different. I'm kind of excited about it because I am a TV fanatic as a human being. I like watching things. I like drowning out the world by watching other things. Perfect. Keep them coming. iTunes U, EDX are apps with free classes as well. And Michelle, I do not judge your bitch night. You know this. It's fine. It's all good. I think that's the best part is everything we do, talking about learning things, talking about we built stuff or we binged TV. There's nothing to judge at any point. Whatever you do each day, as long as you yourself feel okay. And it was good for you and you're not in a weird, you're not just using it to like numb things, which I have used before. Then I think you're doing okay. Backyard Paradise is better than TV time. I agree. I think that's the difference, is our backyard used to be dirt. So it's not like I'd go outside. It was just dirt. And when Rob would be on tour, I like didn't know where any things were. It was like my first time like living here. And I remember walking to the backyard after me coming back from a tour and he was still gone. And I'm like, why is my backyard Jumanji? The weeds are bigger than me. I'm fairly certain there's a hunter out to kill me. I'm not really sure what's happening. But now it's a better, like, it's crazy the little adjustments you can make in, like, your backyard. Or maybe your living room, or your bathroom, or just something that makes your stress level better. Because it is you worked on something, you accomplished something, which always feels great, and then you're in a place where you actually want to be. How you doing, Dan?
Yes, I'm good. Just typing.
I see that. I'm thankful
Good.
for you. But this is going to be a quicker one than normal today. But this is something I wanted to bring up. We haven't had a like reestablishing what we do, here are the things, or stuff of that sort. So as you see, Dan, do the right way. Dan types up all of these talks, everything we discuss, things that are happening, especially some crucial points, and he will post them into the group. Please feel free to use this group to talk about things you don't feel comfortable talking in the real world, or you want to see if it's normal, or if anyone else has experienced what you've experienced. We are here to be like a sounding board for each other, to have a community, to know that you're not alone, and it is okay not to be okay, and it's okay not to be better right away. All of those things are something that this group is about. So it's what I want to just remind everyone, we are here. Like I said, if you want to help and write some blog entries, I would absolutely love it. Please email me at tina@punkrocksaveslives.org. If you want to join us in a chat, you will regularly see Robin, who is incredible, Marnie. Those are kind of honestly, our two biggest go-tos with their knowledge. But if there's anyone else that you want to join in, or you have a story, I think the one thing we can all agree on is why music connects us is stories and things that can connect you as a person is real.
Yeah, there's many topics that Tina and I can research all day long about, but to have someone who personally goes through it, who struggles with whatever it may be, is better to hear from someone and their experience. It's needed because we can, I don't want to say butcher our way through, but we could find facts all we want, but it's not the same. And we'd love to have more people on in any way possible to discuss whatever it may be that they've gone through, or a friend. The whole point of this is to get into more detail than we would on our regular Wednesday PMA sessions, and to just have close quarters of a family that we're building.
Yeah. I think that's the best way he put it. This is supposed to be more in-depth, more detailed, and honestly, it can get messier. I kind of live under the world in this chat, specifically in this moment on Mondays, that you can say, we can talk about whatever you need to talk about. There's really no off-topic discussions, mental health-wise, unless it is negative hatred towards another group of human beings. And that's really my one thing. Don't, anything like that, it's not okay. But anything else, even if you're I can't tell this to my friends, or I can't say this to something, we're here to talk about it. We're here to help do our best to at least work through something. And I'm excited about it. So please reach out. You can message either one of us. If you need help and you don't know what to do and you don't know where to go, please reach out to us. One of the things we're going to be working on more and more is getting you better resources. So when you need help right away, we will be there to give you some resources, to give you some better help with what you needed. Sorry, Michelle. But that's why I wanted this today to be a recap. We've been doing these for a couple months now, and we don't plan on stopping. August, we are going to do a lot of focus on women. August, we are launching our Badass Women campaign to shine light on some women kicking ass in their fields, to do some activation for women issues and women's rights. and some other items like that. So please check it out. We will be talking more about it on August 1st. And we will be doing more talks around, like, my friend Michelle, who told me that I smell like flowers, will be joining us for one of these talks to talk about being a mother during this. We'll probably have a couple other moms coming in and different perspectives, different parts of the country, talk about what's happening. Kids going back to school, kids maybe not going back to school. It's a weird time to be a parent, teacher, still have a job. It's hard. So we want to be able to bring those kind of aspects to light as well, because it is. Mental health right now is one of the biggest things people Google. Different helplines, different things. It's one of the biggest things during all of this. Yes, Dan?
No, I've had multiple. I know Jenny and I know Robin. I know Jenny did. I'm pretty sure Robin did too with Becoming Crisis hotline, which is huge.
Yeah. It's such a weird time, and there are so many things in the world already. But with all of the extra stressors, it's easy to get bogged down. If you don't see this below, there are so many resources. If you ever in doubt, call 211 and they can help you find any resources for all of your needs. Thank you, Michelle. It's helpful. And we will start posting more regularly. We do have a list of resources on our website. If you ever go to punkrocksaveslives.org and you go to our mental health initiative, there is a list of resources that we believe in, partnerships we believe in. We are starting a pretty great relationship with Hope for the Day. And if you haven't checked them out, please do. Please look them up. We will be having some of their people come join us in talks in the future and really just talk and try to erase the stigma that is mental health. Because it should be easier to talk about it with other people without feeling judgment or feeling like you can't talk about it because people would think less. But do you have anything else to say? Dan, we're about almost at 30 minutes, so any last words? Since this isn't super informational, other than some great educational things.
Holy smokes, yes. That was great.
Things to learn, so thank you so much.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Really, Tina and I always mention it, but we really do love the comments. There's only so much we know and that we can find in our free time that that anything that we know is helping you personally will help others that you've tried, even if you haven't. It's as we mentioned, the amount of resources that are out there in general are great, and the classes and things you can get to in your free time right now through certain colleges is phenomenal to expand the mind to help yourself. So really thankful for any comments anytime we do these. They help out a ton. Really just want to say thank you all for making this worth the while that it is to be doing this. Very thankful that Tina and Rob had me join in. No? Dragged me in?
Yeah.
So, okay. That's accurate. But happy that it's expanding that it is. Tina and I were just looking at numbers, and it's really great to see how much further we've gone in just a couple of months. So thank you.
I'm really happy for this community. I'm happy for everyone joining in and giving their input and talking. It's been a really great start. A really great start. And I'm so thankful for all of you. So please, if you think someone who'd really get benefit from being in a community where we talk mental health and we try to lift each other up every day, please invite them. I do have it as like an accept, and that's only for spam bots, because when we did Love, Hope, Strength, we had a lot of people join groups like this to just kind of spam with things, and I'm just trying to prevent that. Is the only reason why it's a invite, like, accepting group. But everyone is welcome. Everyone who wants to talk mental health and wants to learn and try to be better allies is all pretty great. And the one last thing, one of the things Michelle put is some of the courses let you pay about $50 for a certificate for completing the class, then you can boost your careers by having that. So this could be your time to take some classes, boost your resume up, fill it in, and see what you can do from there if you want. If that's one of the things that motivates you. I will end this with saying that on a regular basis, I write my goals. I usually do it for New Year's, but it's not like these are my New Year's resolutions. It's what do I want to accomplish in this year? And it can be as little as I want to do my laundry on time at least 5 times within a year. Or my big thing was I want to get out more. And I've gone camping twice, which is already more than I did last year. I have 3 more camping trips planned. I've hiked, I've kayaked. And it's the most outdoor activities I have done in years. That was not festival related. So sometimes those little things, those little motivators are pretty good to have. But like I said before, please message us if you want to join us on one of these chats and give us a story or just be part of a panel of talking. Please email me at nope, that's wrong. Tina@punkrocksaveslives.org. And we will work together and try to help each other more and more. So thank you. Please reach out.
Very much.
Yay! This was good. And we'll see you next week with a more in-depth conversation with mental health.
Take care, everyone.